What is going on, guys? What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Dano Crypto. On this channel, we show you guys how to make simple, effective, and easy moves in the cryptocurrency ecosystems. Now, let's get into some of the breaking news that we just had break today. We're going to talk about the crypto summit that's going to be happening, the first ever White House Crypto Summit that is going to be happening tomorrow. First of its kind. We're going to have, we have the guest list that's been leaked that all of the key players are going to be there. We also had today announced that SUI is partnering with World Liberty Financial, which is the TrumpFi, the Trump family, DeFi company, as you would call it, the World Liberty Financial holdings. They have a lot of ETH, they have a lot of Bitcoin, they have a lot of Tron, and also they're really bullish on Ondo, but now they've added and partnered up with SUI. So that's breaking news today. We're going to talk about the market sentiment and kind of how it's kind of mid. The market sentiment's kind of mid. It's not as bullish as we thought it would be now that we have been in the just all of the things that have lined up to be in the most bullish time we've ever had in crypto with government approval, a bullish crypto administration, a less aggressive SEC, less lawfare, all of the, major cases that were against crypto being dropped. A lot of these things are so bullish. We've never had this type of bullish narrative before in backdrop, but people are sour. Like, people on the timeline, the people are aggressive. We're fighting amongst each other, and I think a lot of the meme coin PvP action and the rug pulls and the Trump, Melania, Libra scams and all this stuff. You got Dave Portnoy with the greed stuff and the jail stool, and so people look at this and they go, man, and it takes you away from looking at the zoomed out perspective. You're just looking at the short-term fights that are happening on the street. It's almost like you're looking at the World Star fight videos of just these people fighting on the street, but all the while there's things being built behind the scenes and stuff that's really actually you're supposed to be paying attention to, but you're paying attention into the street fight, So that's kind of what's happening. The market sentiment's like that. So and then we have this thought process that, retail is still clueless. Like, retail's still pretty clueless of what's actually really happening right now, as well as being tuned in on this, this White House Crypto Summit. That the fact that they're even having one to begin with, if you were to ask a regular person on the street, whoever, go ask your friend, do you know about this happening? They would say, no, I don't. They would probably tell you, no, I don't know that this is happening. And they have no idea that they've added things like Solana, XRP, or Cardano to a crypto strategic stockpile reserve, whatever you want to call it. That also includes Bitcoin and Ethereum. And so what's going to end up happening is that retail is going to come into the market and they're going to buy when they think it looks good. And when they think it looks good is when it's topped, where it's already ran up 50%, 100%, just Bitcoin. Like, Bitcoin is going to run up probably between 50 and 100% from where we're at right now. And that's when retail is going to go, oh, it looks good. And then with the altcoins, they're going to run up 500%. And they go, oh, it looks good. It's looking good. And they're going to buy. And then that's when we are selling. That's when we are, hopefully, we're not round tripping. We're selling a little bit. But that's usually when big money and and whales are locked and loaded and ready to sell, is when the retail finally wakes up, and then they come in. And it happened the last cycle. So it's really interesting how this is all playing out, and we always think it's different this time, but it's the same. I've now been in this cycle, enough of crypto to know now that it is pretty much the same. It's the same damn playbook that they do every cycle. And so now we're just, hopefully, with new money coming in, because a lot of what was in previous cycles was just the same money recirculating from Bitcoin and going back into alts and then selling alts, and then it's the same players. The exchanges are a big part of that. We have been on this interesting thread here of paying attention to Marty Party and how he is reminding you guys about how the market is heavily manipulated by Binance. On a good news day, they will dump the market to flush late longs. On bad news, they will pump the market to flush late shorts. So trade accordingly. Stop making the same mistake, and then so it's pretty interesting. So that's what we've been noticing, is that the market's very strange that way, to where it's like, wait a second, it should be like, what's going on here? And also, we love that Alex Becker, came to YouTube and just like, instead of making an edited video, he was just like, you know what, I'm just going to yell at the computer. I'm really mad. He's like, I'm pissed, because he was, expressing his frustration with the same things that we've been frustrated, which is the heavy market manipulation, and also the way that, maybe not Trump, or indirectly Trump himself, but, his sons basically being like KOLs on Twitter saying like, oh, it's a good time to buy ETH. So it's just, so they're being very, I feel like they are being a little irresponsible. Instead of saying like, oh yeah, it's a good time to buy the dip, it's like, why don't you explain to new investors that basically it's a risky asset. Like, this is like, you could lose your money. Like, don't just say, oh, buy the dip. Like, we don't just tell you buy the dip. We say, hey, you could 100%, this is a risky game. You're playing with risk here. Like, be willing to, whatever you're investing, to lose it all. And so that's a way better caveat to give someone, to not give them false hope and be like, yeah, buy the dip, everything will be all right. I tell you to look out, zoom out, and in that, you can figure out a strategy that works for you. And that's how we like to go about crypto education. But these billionaires, they're ready to put in this $200 million 50x long right before Trump posts about the strategic reserve being added with Cardano, XRP, and Solana. Bull posting about the altcoins, and then also about Bitcoin and ETH. Right before he did this post, someone with $200 million 50x longed ETH. So if that is not a sign of insider information and trading, I don't know what is. It's just right there. So, but then I asked my wife, I was like, if you somehow had the information and you're just a normal person and you get some kind of information like that, would you pull the trigger on putting in a trade knowing that you're like, wait, if someone's going to make this information out and put this information out now, this will benefit my trade? Would you do it? Would you do it? What is the moral, ethical line that you would cross? I'm just curious. You don't have to tell me. But yo, what's up, Jesse? What is going on? Thanks for coming in. Thanks for being a dope mod. You're the first mod that actually came in, told people to smash the likes, and then also posted the links right off the bat. So you've already passed the test. You've already passed the test. But yeah, make sure you guys are hitting the like button. We started a little bit earlier today because we were just itching. We were like, we want to get on the charts. We want to talk about some stuff. So, all right. So we just wanted to give you the framework of the show. We're going to talk about the SUI partnership and announcement. We're going to talk about the White House Crypto Summit guest list that's happening tomorrow. And then we're also going to get into the Bitcoin price. So let's get into the Bitcoin price and the altcoins right now. So it's interesting enough, we are waving and ranging between 86 and 92. So we pumped through 92. We basically did almost exactly what we were thinking. We did a little bit of technical analysis, and obviously right now TA is just like, could throw it out the window, because at any point, the markets and the market makers and the manipulation that's happening can take your TA and dump it on your head, like smash dunk, like NBA Jam, like, all in your face, what's up? Like, just just like they just are going to dump on your head. So sometimes TA doesn't mean crap when there's freaking manipulation out the wazoo. So luckily, we were like, all right, well, if this pattern follows, then it bounced off the 200-day moving average and hit pretty strong and kept support. And also the RSI and the volume was looking good, and we got a nice swoop and a wave, giving us a nice, divergence, which was more of a bullish divergence to the upside, cranking us up to this level, which we kind of called. We're like, look, I don't know how far it's going to go, or if it's going to violently go up, cruising through the neckline of an inverse head and shoulders pattern here. So now we're just trading. Oh, wait, AI growth. So am I still crazy for calling for 78K last month? When did you call it? Because I remember there were some people that watched this channel. They were like, "Hey, there definitely is some more potential to the downside." And I was like, "You could be right. I am not going to take that off the table." The one thing that we were talking about, I was like, "Yes, there is a CME gap," and we were still having it in the back of our head like that might be the sneaky one that people forget about. And then all of a sudden, we ended up filling the gap. We ended up filling it, and we actually went pretty damn close right into fully filling it. I mean, we basically fully filled it. All right, so now we had an interesting market open. It was a little shaky, but then we had SUI. SUI pumped really, really well off of that announcement. It went up about 13% on the 5-minute right on that announcement. So let's pull up the chart real quick on SUI, and we will look at that. And yeah, so what's interesting on SUI is if you go to the daily moving, basically it traded back up into the daily moving average. Now, SUI was just crushing through. It was breaking all-time highs. Like, SUI was getting such traction. They were really? Oh, man. Well, that's a shame. I didn't want to roast anyone's call because honestly, like, because of the nature of the market, it was like, look, everything's on the table. We could just dump, fill the gap, get completely faked out while everyone's trying to be super bullish and we're calling for strategic reserves. It would make sense that the market makers that would make a lot more money for people getting liquidated and losing the trade than having to pay them out. They're like, yeah, let's fill that damn gap. Let's fill the gap, baby, because then it's just kind of a flush, a rinse and repeat. It smashes out everyone, and then it does, and then it's just like, and then they buy back up. So they've been doing this with Solana, like really hard. Like they've been doing it with Solana. Like they'll pump Solana up. The exchanges will do some funky stuff, and then they rinse and repeat, and then they get Solana cheaper again. It's like, so, but all right? So let's get to SUI. So SUI was announced that it is going to be partnering up with Trump's World Liberty Financial. So they're partners. So obviously they're probably going to be adding, SUI to the reserve and SUI assets. So it's like SUI and also, SUI assets that are native on the chain. So maybe that's a, good opportunity to start looking at the SUI ecosystem and be like, okay, well, what's got the highest liquidity and volume and trading volume on SUI? That's not like a meme coin, but something that is like, kind of like a fundamental thing. All right, so looking into the full actual information on it, let's get into, just a little bit more information on it. So leading layer 1 blockchain, SUI today unveiled a collaboration with World Liberty Financial. And just to mention also, Tron is heavily, the Tron DAO and Tron Foundation is heavily involved with World Liberty Financial as well. So it's given us a couple of coins and a couple altcoins that we can keep on our list of things to potentially be bullish on for the altcoin season, the altcoin run, which I think is going to be happening a little bit more towards the end of March this month, and next month we'll starting to see, some what we kind of saw last year, and we'll show you some charts to back that claim. All right, so World Liberty Financial, Donald Trump inspired pioneering decentralized finance protocol rooted in their shared vision for a more open and transparent financial world. Okay. World Liberty Financial and SUI begin to explore product development opportunities. World Liberty Fi plans to include SUI assets and macro strategy It's strategic token reserve designed to bolster leading projects. We are very excited to work with SUI and explore the innovative opportunities this collaboration presents, said Eric Trump, the new KOL of the Trump family for the crypto. Thank you so much, Eric Trump, for telling us to buy the dips. Thank you for explaining that, digital assets are risky and that, you could lose all your money. Thank you for putting that detailed message in your post when you just said, buy the dip. Everyone that's, new to crypto, they knew exactly what you were talking about also. All right, so Web3 ambassador at World Liberty Financial. See, they should pick people that are the small guys to represent crypto, because we actually will tell people how it is. These rich people, they're like, just buy the dips, huh? Buy the dip. Give you up a deca. Buy the dip. Put the dip in. Just put it in there. Crazy ass people. So we should choose SUI for its American-born innovation combined with impressive scale and adoption. It's a natural complement to our mission of bringing decentralized finance to more Americans, said Zach Folkman, who's the co-founder of World Liberty Financial. Okay, so Zach Folkman. Given our plans to support foundational DeFi assets in the coming months, look up this guy. All right, so given our plans to support foundational DeFi assets in the coming months, collaborating with SUI was an obvious decision. Okay. So let's see what else is going on with SUI. SUI's Bitcoin DeFi ecosystem expands as Redstone brings Bitcoin utility on chain. Okay, so SUI is also going to be a chain that is trying to get Bitcoin DeFi, kind of like Bitcoin protocol, native Bitcoin. It's kind of like how BNB has wrapped Bitcoin. There's wrapped Bitcoin on ETH. As you can see, World Liberty Financial holds wrapped Bitcoin on ETH, wrapped BTC, and then adjust at about the same amount of ETH as well. So 14 million in wrapped Bitcoin and 16 million in ETH, and then they have 9 million of Tron. And they also have liquid staked ETH at 11 million. So this is about their biggest holdings. And then I want to mention also the Ondo holdings for World Liberty Financial. So this is kind of just giving you the rundown of like what the Trump family and what they are actually involved in, where they're kind of moving their money around, and what we could potentially kind of have on our sites from those tokens. But then we know that it's not just that; it's that those are the liquidity and the volume and the native asset, of course. But then because we're degens, we want to be like, all right, well, what can we get that's under Tron? What can we get that's under SUI? What can we get that's under ETH? What can we get that is going to pump subsequently because of a Tron pump or an ETH pump? So we've had those, we think we have a pretty, decent bag of, Pepe and Ticker Bitcoin and things like that. XYO. Those are the three tokens that I think will pump super hard off of just ETH pumping. So it's kind of, it's at the sacrifice of ETH. That's what kind of, it kind of sucks. But we all know this. We all know this to be true. We need Ethereum. We need Vitalik to go to the summit and wear a freaking suit. Vitalik, wear the suit, dude. Okay, so this is what's funny. Like, Trump doesn't respect anyone that's going to not wear the suit. Zelensky came to the White House and he was like, "Oh, you came dressed." You came dressed up, and Zelensky was wearing his classic smock, and I got a chuckle. All right, so Ivan said if Vitalik mentions woke shit or communism to Trump on Friday during the crypto summit, it's over for ETH. I hope he gets a suit, as Trump sees everyone without a suit as a hobo. I love Ivan. Shout out to Ivan on Tech. Ivan on Tech does follow me, but my posts probably get lost in the sauce. But it does show that I am from the old guard. From the old guard. All right, so since we were talking about Ivan, we'll give Morales Money a little shout out, and we'll look at, because we're doing the altcoins, we're doing the Bitcoin analysis. We will go through some of what is actually kind of bullish right now, trending across the markets. Right now, in terms of liquidity, what people are paying attention to, we have ENA, Chainlink, Peanut, Ondo, SPX 6900, Mogcoin, Uniswap. Uniswap recently, we're bullish on Pulse Chain, and Uniswap finally took the lock off of Pulse Chain. Now on Uniswap, you can use Pulse Chain. So there is just steps being, unlocked, and achievements being unlocked, and side quests being achieved, completed for Pulse Chain to eventually have Pulse Chain be listed appropriately on CoinMarketCap, on CoinGecko, on these exchanges and DEX aggregators and exchange aggregators, token metric aggregators that are going to truly show the real volume of something. Because why would they show the true volume of all these other things and not do it for Pulse Chain? It's weird. Why? There's no reason. What makes Pulse Chain more of a scam than said Trump, Melania, Libra, all the Solana, rug pulls, the cabal connections of all these coins? They get listed futures and spot on all these exchanges. And there hasn't been any type of effery like that on Pulse Chain. Really weird. Really fascinating. All right, so we're going to go by 24-hour volume. Or actually, but we'll go by the 24-hour volume. 24-hour trading volume here with trending tokens on Morales Money. So this is kind of going across the most popular chains. So in terms of 24-hour volume, speaking of the Trump token, then we got Chainlink. So Chainlink always gets pretty decent volume across, the actual, the ETH chain, and also on Polygon. We've noticed, Chainlink is heavily bought on Polygon. Got ENA, Aave, Ondo, Airdrome, Fartcoin, Blub. I've seen this kind of going around. So this is an AVAX meme coin. I was seeing some posts about people putting the nose on and doing the picture, and I didn't know exactly which chain it was coming from. So I guess it's an AVAX coin. So there is another AVAX meme coin that was pretty popular last year. It was COQ Inu. So if you're into the AVAX ecosystem, I don't know, check that out. Arbitrum. So this is Chainlink on Arbitrum. Arbitrum was just listed on Robinhood. So Robinhood is getting even more bullish on crypto. They're adding more assets, and it's pretty cool. I mean, you can buy Pepe on Robinhood. I mean, how awesome is that? All right, so let's see how the trades are doing. We're in some interesting trades. We are in an XRP trade. We just recently went into a Ponky trade because we were looking at the charts here. We're looking at the charts, and we said, Ponky just, when Sol went up and just did a crushing, nice little pump, Ponky went up 33%. And then it did this little wick here, pumped out of the support, and went up 75%. So I told myself, I was like, wait a second, this might actually could do the same thing if we just get the bullish momentum on Solana, because we've showed you that there's coins that follow Solana on the Solana ecosystem. One of them that's kind of been almost just out of control is Fartcoin. I don't know what's going on with Fartcoin, but every time the market looks like crap, ironically, Fartcoin looks good. It's like an oxymoron. I don't know what it boggles my mind. I'm like, Bitcoin looks like crap. Everything looks like crap. And then you see fart coins up 15%. And you're like, what universe do I live in? So it almost makes you feel like a freaking idiot because you're like, should I just be long bullish fart coin? How do I explain to someone that like you should be bullish on fart coin? I mean, it's just at this point, like no one's going to listen to you. People are going to think you're absolutely insane. But I had a good laugh at Razmi's pitch to a hedge fund office, group of people pitching them fart coin. That was good. I got to give it to Razmi. That was pretty good. His main pitch was that gas rises, heat rises. The fart, like once the fart goes, then it eventually rises to the top. Hence, fart coin to the moon. I should pitch fart coin to people that are super new into crypto. I'd be like, okay, so they'll be like, well, what should I buy? I'd be like, well, fart coin has been really bullish lately. You ever heard of fart coin? There's also butthole coin too. All right. So the expected guest list for World Liberty Financial. Let's get into the news now. We'll go back to gem hunting. We'll go back to going into the coins, but we're gonna get it a little bit into the news here still. Thanks for being in the live stream today, guys. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I don't know who's here. I'm not really gonna check. Just let me know who you are. Say hi, and we'll make sure your comment is seen. And we will acknowledge you. You could also become a member of the channel, and you could also send a super chat if you want me to give your grandma a personal shout out. It's your pappy's birthday. You can tell me, and I will sing happy birthday to them. All right, here's the guest list. We got the only Bitcoiner apparently that is going to be. No, that's not true because I think all these other people, I'm sure they're pro Bitcoin too. Oh, it's okay, Jesse. No, you're awesome. You're like a super mod. You're a super mod. You came in. You posted the links. You did above and beyond as a mod. Just coming in here. I didn't even have to ask you. You just did the thing. So you're gonna be rewarded. Message me in the Discord, and I'm just gonna send you a free bag of coffee. I'm going to send you a bag of coffee. Do you like coffee? I'm going to send you some coffee, and you'll get some bean coin. I got to send this coffee out somewhere. No one's bought a bag yet. I have to check, but I haven't gotten any notifications of anyone buying any coffee. The market is either down so bad, or people are down so bad that they can't even buy a bag of coffee, or I'm just not doing enough. I'm not doing enough marketing. But we're grassrooting this thing. You can, all right, well, go ahead and join this Discord. You can join into this one. You just go to beancoin.co, go to Coffee Shop Hangout, and then click on Join Discord. And this is the Beancoin Discord. And guys, if you're watching right now and you are in my Discord, but then you haven't joined the Beancoin Discord yet, make sure you join in here because this is where we can just have like different types of discussions, maybe about coffee or, what you're drinking and, just kind of like flavor profile stuff or, mixology things or foodie stuff, just, whatever. What do you like to pair with your coffee? Just like really just discussions like that. And then we can also get in the fundamentals of what Beancoin is really all about, where the discussion can just be ongoing and open sourced here in the Discord. All right, so with the bullish announcement of the guest list, because the people that are going to be there is the CEO of Crypto.com. We got Chris Marszalek, Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple. We got Arjun, CEO of Kraken's going to be there. We got Vlad is going to be there, CEO of Robinhood. We got to give a shout out to Vlad, for kind of just still being bullish on crypto and really I think healing what they did and how they handled the last debacle where they stopped trading. They did the whole thing with I think they did it with Doge. They did it with a couple coins where it was just like, oh yeah, sorry, trading stopped, and they just halted the buy and sell button. But now I feel like they're doing right by the people. They're adding more crypto. You can custodian, they have wallets now. They have a more crypto friendly type of, section in their company. So, all right, cool flags there. All right, Brian Armstrong. Sometimes we don't agree with a lot of what Brian Armstrong says. I think he's just kind of like sometimes I'm like, bro, are you actually watching the market? Are you actually watching the market? Because they list some crazy coins that somehow gets through their rigorous, listing requirements, but they don't have Pulse Chain or, I don't know, Monero, and what else? Probably some other stuff that they could totally list, but they don't do it. But they're fully willing to list these gambling meme coins. So Brian Armstrong, don't be a fool. All right, so Brian Armstrong's going to be there, CEO of Coinbase. But we're happy Brian Armstrong fights for the people in crypto, for legislation, and took the battle to the SEC. So we're glad that Brian Armstrong does what he does. All right, cool. All right, so we got Sergey. We like Sergey, co-founder of Chainlink. So he's like, I got to get in there, guys. Like, the reason why you even see these things happen is because of Chainlink. Don't forget. Don't you forget about the true DeFi runner of everything. It's Chainlink, baby. So Sergey's going to be there wearing a top hat. All right, so we got the Zach Woodcoff, co-founder of Trump World Liberty Financial. Who else? JP Richardson, CEO of Exodus. David Bailey, CEO of Bitcoin Magazine. He's cool. He's a super cool guy. Then we got Michael Saylor. Kathy Wood is unconfirmed. Vitalik Buterin is also unconfirmed if he's going to be there. But I mean, it would be awesome if he would actually show up. Charles Hoskinson, I think it's obviously he's going to be there, but he's unconfirmed. And then also, White House officials, Bo Hines, David Sachs, Mark Ueda, and Caroline Pham. So let's see what happens tomorrow. If the markets like to do what they do, well, they get you feeling bullish. They get you feeling bullish for events coming up. You think you're catching it, but really the exchanges have you in the grips and have you built in on FOMO of said event that's going to happen, making you think, yes, this is going to be the run. But it could be just a buy the lead up and then sell the actual event. Sell the event, buy the lead up, let the prices lead up into the actual summit, and then on the summit it just doesn't even do anything unless there's some major announcement that they break on in the summit. But then you just think about like what's at play if these crypto insiders that did the same thing they did with Trump on the $200 million ETH long. How is it that they're not just going to do the same thing if they know that they already know what's all the people that are involved in the Trump White House crypto summit know exactly what is going to be announced. So they've already made the plays, they've already made the moves, they're already set up, and you're not. But let's try to be. So that's what I'm thinking. The dude that did the $200 million ETH 50x long knows exactly what they're going to say at this Trump thing, and they're going to play it. So what are they going to play? What are they playing? I'd love to know. I'd love to be a fly on the wall in these discussions. Tell you what. Wouldn't you? Tell you what. I tell you what. Be crazy. Oh, yeah, and this was another bit breaking news from the Crypto Czar. So David Sachs said that he is highlighted that over the past decade, the U.S. federal government that has stolen all this Bitcoin. But they've never even bought it. This was confiscated Bitcoin, has sold approximately 195,000 Bitcoins, which initially fetched at 366 million. If those Bitcoins were held until today, their value would exceed $17 billion. This scenario has sparked discussions on government investment strategies in digital currencies without implicating direct financial loss to taxpayers. This is very interesting because then during this time, if we were to just held the Bitcoin, then that $17 billion could be used as a backing mechanism as a treasury for us to basically to produce a potential yield on that Bitcoin as well, kind of like what Strategy's doing. What Michael Saylor's doing with Strategy is they're producing yield and producing more Bitcoin and able to buy more Bitcoin through the modalities that they've basically figured out, which I don't completely understand exactly how they're doing it, but they've been pretty successful at doing it. So if our government just did that same thing and we just have a more long hodl mentality of building it as a treasury and not selling it, then holy crap. Imagine what we can do in the next 4 years. So I wonder if with Senator Lummis and the whole backing of the Senate, them actually using the gold certificates and the gold bonds that the Federal Reserve banks have across the nation. There's 12 Federal Reserve banks. We learned this. There's 12 Federal Reserve banks, and all of them hold gold treasury bonds. It's a safety backing mechanism for the Federal Reserve Treasury itself. They have these gold bond treasuries. We want to use those and then buy Bitcoin with that. It's not being used with taxpayer money. It's not just like we're not going to print the money and then buy the Bitcoin. It's from already a established commodity treasury bond from gold, which is interesting. So I was like, how are we going to purchase this? Like, are we just going to print money and have the money printer go burr and then do it? But there's a different type of mechanism that we could be doing it. So it's really interesting. Let's see how this plays out, because this could be truly how Bitcoin does end up getting past $500,000 to $1 million per coin with a obvious supply shock that could be coming down the pipe here. It's not going to come without its massive market manipulations that are going to be tricky and that will shake us out a little bit. But let's hope we can take advantage of this manipulation and the market moves, and that's what we have to do. We have to play the game. The game isn't going anywhere, and it will probably always be a game that has to be played because there's people like the 200x, 50x long schmuck that will be there, that knows what's going to be said days before it happens. There's an interesting Bond movie. It's actually one of my favorite Bond movies, Tomorrow Never Dies. And the whole premise of that movie is that the mainstream media and the media conglomerates that were in this movie, the Carver Group, was controlling the narrative by creating conflict in the South China Sea to start World War III. And they created the problem with a stealth tank. Then they broke the news. They fabricated all of the everything from the ground up, everything. This movie was released in 1998. And when I watch it now, because I watched it, I saw it in the theaters when it came out. I was like 9. I was like 10 years old going to see a Bond movie. And at the time, it's like you don't really realize like what you're seeing. And then when I watch it now, I'm like, whoa. Whoa. This is just that they're telling you this is how they do it. This is what they do. Financial markets, they do it. They know, they create the problem, provide the solution, and they're the ones that are able, man. It's always going to be played. It's been a thing that's been played from the time was time. It's been done throughout the universe before time was time. But let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. Let's hope we don't get smashed by a little bit of the volatility. We got a lot of altcoin trades open. If you got more than 3 altcoin trades open, you're like sweating. You're sweating bullets because at any moment Bitcoin goes down 2%, your alts are smashed. It's funny. I was telling my wife a little a funny thing. Well, it's not funny. I wouldn't consider it funny, but I was just like, she didn't believe it. She was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yes." Every single Bond movie, he gets a chick killed every time. I was like, every single Bond movie, he gets a chick killed because they end up sleeping with each other. It's the boss's lady. They had a prior relationship. The boss, the bad guy finds out. She gets poisoned or knocked off, and it's just like it happens every single movie. It's just like it's play by play. And she's like, "No." I'm like, "Yeah, he gets these chicks whacked every single time." I was like, "Yeah, his ratio of fallen women soldiers is pretty epic." But he gets called out for it. There is one movie though where he truly gets called out for it. I think it's the one with Daniel Craig as Bond, where the director of the MI6 or whatever her name is, I can't remember her name. She's like, "You have a complete disregard for human life and the relationships and the emotions and the pain that you cause on people just because you think that the nature of your job is what you have to be like." And I was like, damn. I was like, even when you're a secret agent for the government, you still have to have empathy. You still have to have a heart. I was like, oh crap. That's pretty deep. Yeah, who's your favorite Bond? Yeah, Pierce Brosnan, or however the hell you say his last name, Pierce Brosnan. Yeah, he's a good Bond. Yeah, Daniel Craig's a good Bond too. Definitely a good Bond face. Like he had it's just a good demeanor for a Bond. Then you had Roger Moore. Roger Moore was a good Bond as well. There was also there was also the guy who did License to Kill. If you remember there was like about 3 movies where it was like what was that guy's name? The one who did License to Kill. I know we're getting on. Now we're just talking about Bond, but I don't care. I come here to hang out and talk with you guys too. Yeah, License to Kill Bond was Timothy Dalton. Yeah, Timothy Dalton I think he was a really good Bond too. Really loved it. Yeah, License to Kill, and then there was a few of them. Yeah, The Living Daylights, that was a good one. For Your Eyes Only. Or no, did he do that one too? Dang. Oh no. Yeah, The Living Daylights was a good one. All right. Man, this this price action right now is just okay. So yeah, Sui, if you can see here, Sui, we actually didn't show the Sui chart too long, but yeah, it pumped right back up to the 200-day moving average, and I guess you could say like, hey, it could just be leading back up to break all-time highs, possibly. You know, if it's trading above the 200-day moving average, could it sustain it? You know, and then we just continue a ranging pattern to go back up and, test up into previous resistance, which could be $4.22. So could be checking that. That would be a sweet range, range swing long. Because we don't know where it could stop and kind of smack again, and but looks like it could do something like that. Who knows? Who knows? Bitcoin currently right now, let's see where we're at. We're at 90K. We were just pushing 91. We were just pushing up. Now we're starting to get the nastiness. But we are sitting at previous support on the 15-minute. If you're thinking, okay, this is what pushed us up to 92, we're sitting here. Are we gonna bounce off of this little support here? Or are we just going to fall through it and go right back down into 87, go right back down into the 80s, into 86, 87? This isn't retail. This is exchanges dumping on your heads. This is market makers showing you who daddy is. They're like, look, we control you. We control the price. How dare you think you can have the control of the greatest financial asset of the world? Yeah, it's crap. It's total crap. But it's okay. We'll deal with it. We're swinging for the fences for these altcoin trades. Like, we are swinging for the fences for these. Like, we're just trying to keep these open for dear life because we do have a bit of a naive feeling that we're just gonna violently pump and people are gonna get so sidelined. Like, there's so much sidelined money right now that if we start to pump even a little bit over 100K and start going, and some of these things that people sold and they start going, we might actually truly have a psychotic FOMO throw in, where people are they just feel psychotic, that they're just I can't believe that I got sidelined again. And it could be one of those things that happens. It's just a violent, crazy nonsense. I know that sounds crazy. I know it's a little naive to think that, all of a sudden it's just gonna. But I don't know. This crypto summit thing, maybe there could be an actual real announcement that they're like, look, we're buying this much Bitcoin, or we're going to do this, or we're going to do that. Whatever they're going to announce, whatever they're going to say at this summit, they get Vitalik to come up and tell everyone that, we're going to stop selling ETH. Vitalik comes up and says, I'm sorry, guys. I the communism joke, I was just kidding. Go USA. We'll show you the ETH chart. If ETH can just do this, see, this is the ETH BTC chart. If we can even just get the ETH BTC chart on the daily to get back to the 200-day moving average, I mean, we could be cooking with some gas. Not with the flat top burner, with some gas. Propane. As much as we don't want the freaking alts and the sentiment of the market to be connected with how ETH is doing or Bitcoin, It's just we are at the mercy of it. We thought we were going to do an inverse head and shoulders here on the daily, but we did the complete opposite. See, we were wrong. We were 100% wrong. If you were to been looking at this pattern as a pattern trader, you would think that has to complete up to the neckline and to give us a 36, and then at least try and test us up into the 4K region again. But then absolutely not. It did the complete opposite. It got smashed. It basically got smashed into the trend. Now, if you connect this trend with a top trend line, and you're able to like just get through holding to this level, oh my God. Then everything under ETH, like I said, will move. You just look at the trend destination and you don't complicate it. Don't overcomplicate it. You buy low and you sell high. Thank you and good day. Oh, all right, guys. If you want to get, I haven't been able to post on X, so I've just been taking the things that I like to see, and I've been reposting them in here. So if you want to check them out, these are the X posts that I've been seeing that I like to share, and then also some funny memes too. I like this one. This one's funny. Bringing me back to the Halo days. And say, don't stress, dude. Just learn the laws of the universe. All right, peeps. We'll see you later. We appreciate you. Thanks for coming in. Be sure to check out all the links in the description. Be sure to check out Beancoin if you want to order some coffee, some fresh coffee delivered to you. We can provide that for you. Yeah, fingers crossed. It was, you were snapping. All right, yep, just make sure you hit the like button on the way out. We appreciate you. Just do all the housekeeping. Check out all the links. Go to danocrypto.com. Make sure you check out BLOFIN. Check out OURBIT. They have something really cool on OURBIT. They have the DEX. So now you can see you have the SEX section. And then you have the DEX section. Centralized exchange section. Say that 20 times fast. And then you have the DEX section where you can just do some DEX on-chain trading. And then also, they have the airdrop for their coin that's going to be launching here pretty soon. So check that out. All cool stuff. Post the link tree. All right. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.